Pickup trucks are everywhere in the United States. If you look around, you'll see many F-150s, Silverados, and Rams in different styles.
But the Econoline engine has moved forward for 23% more clear floor space. See, this kitchen cabinet goes all the way in. You might say the new Ford Econoline carries everything.
This is something mostly unique to America, and it's easy for people from other countries to notice.
And they're just one example of the biggest choice of pickups in the industry, from Ford for $59. New Ford Style Side pickups give you extra style, extra load space at no extra cost.
However, not all pickup trucks are as common as these. Over the years, many unusual models have come and gone, and they never really became well known in American culture. Join us as we explore the list of these forgotten trucks to look back at the strange and unusual trucks you may have forgotten about, if you ever knew about them at all.
350 cubic inch V8 and turbo hydromatic transmission, and it's loaded to its 7,500 pound capacity.
Number 20, 1946 Dodge Power Wagon. The Dodge Power Wagon, produced between 1946 and 1968, was a four-wheel drive truck originally made for military use, designed to transport goods and troops across challenging terrains. After World War II, Dodge saw an opportunity to adapt the vehicle for civilian use, particularly on farms, in the lumber industry, and for people who needed a reliable way to move items through rough landscapes.
I think William Faulkner said it best. He said, Americans only truly love one thing, and that's their vehicle.
The Power Wagon introduced several key innovations, including the option for two- or four-wheel drive systems, making it the first versatile truck of its kind. It was also the first truck to come with mobile services and featured the Willock swivel frame, which led to the development of independent suspension. With a top speed of 68 miles per hour, it weighed 4,920 pounds and had 94 horsepower with 185 pound-feet of torque. The truck could carry a maximum payload of 3,000 pounds and had a gross vehicle weight of 8,700 pounds. Today, finding a Power Wagon can be difficult, but it could sell for anywhere between $11,000 and $63,000. Number 19, 1917 Ford Model TT. The 1917 Ford Model TT was the first truck made for mass production in America and marked the beginning of the truck era. These trucks changed the world in 1917 when Ford produced the first three models, selling them for only $600. Today, these trucks are valued at around $20,000, with some models selling for more than $335,000 if they can be found. When these trucks were sold, they only came with chassis, and the buyer had to provide the body. The Ford Model TT had a top speed of 42 miles per hour and could accelerate from 0 to 40 miles per hour in 35 seconds. Weighing 1,504 pounds, it had 22 horsepower and 83 pound-feet of torque. The truck had a front engine and rear-wheel drive. While Ford did not list the towing capacity, the truck's torque allowed it to pull an average trailer if needed. It also was capable of hauling up to 2,000 pounds or a full ton, which is why the term one-ton truck came to be. Number 18, 1967 Chevrolet C-Series. The 1967 to 72 Chevrolet C-Series trucks were built to meet the needs of everyday people, especially those working on farms or construction sites. These trucks were designed to haul and tow, filling a gap in the car industry for a reliable work vehicle. As the country expanded, more people saw the benefits of owning a truck and chose them as their primary vehicle. The C-Series led the way for modern trucks that combined comfort with the ability to haul and tow. The truck could accelerate from 0 to 60 in 16.4 seconds and had a top speed of 92 miles per hour, weighing 3,560 pounds. With 145 horsepower and 230 pound-feet of torque, it could tow up to 6,000 pounds. These trucks were mostly used for work, so their condition could vary. Number 17, 1963 Jeep Gladiator. The Jeep Gladiator, produced from 1963 to 1971, became an off-road classic and remains a legend in the automotive world. Its top speed reached 97 miles per hour, and it could accelerate from 0 to 60 miles per hour in 8.7 seconds. Originally, the Gladiator was equipped with a 3.6-liter inline-six engine producing 110 horsepower and 133 pound-feet of torque. It had rear-wheel drive as standard with the option for all-wheel drive. Starting in 1968, a Buick 350 small block V8 engine was available, offering 230 horsepower. The truck also featured a camper option on the J3600 model, which boosted its towing capacity to 10,000 pounds.
These are called Barden bumpers. Trucks usually didn't come with bumpers then. So you could put a little chrome one on it or a little metal one or get these bars.
After its production ended in 1971, the Gladiator was replaced by a new model under the J-Series designation. Prices for a 1963 to 1971 Jeep Gladiator range from $7,000 to $45,000 based on condition and location. Number 16, 1988 GMC Sierra. The 1988 GMC Sierra became a classic, proving to be a durable truck that stood the test of time. It hit the market at just the right moment when Americans were looking for trucks that could serve more than just a work purpose. People wanted trucks that were simple, dependable, and versatile. The GMC Sierra catered to workers who needed an affordable vehicle. One of its most notable features was how easy it was to maintain and upgrade, making it a popular choice for those wanting to modify their trucks for street racing or off-road use. The Sierra had a 0 to 60 mile per hour acceleration time of 9.4 seconds, a top speed of 98 miles per hour, and weighed 3,870 pounds. It produced 255 horsepower and 330 pound-feet of torque. The truck's towing capacity ranged from 5,000 to 6,000 pounds, with a maximum payload of 2,230 pounds. Number 15, 1967 Ford F-250 Highboy. The 1967 Ford F-250 Highboy was not an official trim name from Ford, but a nickname given by truck enthusiasts to differentiate it from other models. Produced between 1967 and 1977, the F-250 Highboy used the same drivetrain as the two-wheel drive trucks, which meant its transmission was connected to the transfer case via a short drive shaft instead of being attached to the back of the transmission like modern trucks. To make this setup work, the truck had a 4-inch suspension lift, which raised it enough to make the connection possible. The truck could accelerate from 0 to 60 miles per hour in 8.4 seconds and had a top speed of 101 miles per hour. It weighed over 4,000 pounds and produced 175 horsepower and 326 pound-feet of torque. Its most common engine was the 400 cubic inch engine, offering a towing capacity of 4,500 pounds and a hauling capacity of 3,625 pounds. Number 14, 1993 Ford Lightning. The 1993 Ford Lightning was created by Ford's Special Vehicle Team as a response to the success of the Chevrolet 454 SS pickup. Ford took a standard F-150 and upgraded its 351W engine, connecting it to a heavy-duty E40D 4-speed automatic transmission and a traction-lock rear end via an aluminum drive shaft. This setup produced 240 horsepower and 340 pound-feet of torque. The Lightning sat lower than the regular F-150 and featured traction control to improve performance during launches. It could go from 0 to 60 miles per hour in 7.2 seconds and reached a top speed of 110 miles per hour. Weighing 3,886 pounds, the truck had a front engine and a rear-wheel drive. Number 13, 1989 Dodge Shelby Dakota. The 1989 Dodge Shelby Dakota was a fast mid-size performance truck, equipped with a 5.2-liter engine, which was large for a truck of its size. Carroll Shelby, famous for his work with Ford, collaborated with Dodge on this special model. The truck started as a regular Dakota pickup and was sent to Shelby's team for customization. It could go from 0 to 60 miles per hour in 8.7 seconds and had a top speed of 113 miles per hour. Weighing over 4,043 pounds, the truck produced 175 horsepower and 270 pound-feet of torque. While the Shelby Dakota wasn't built for heavy hauling or towing, it still had a towing capacity of 1,800 pounds and a payload limit of 970 pounds. It could compete a quarter mile in under 17 seconds without any modifications, making it more of a street performer than a workhorse. Number 12, 1990 Chevy 454 SS. The 1990 Chevy 454 SS was designed for speed and power. It could reach a top speed of 120 miles per hour and accelerate from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 7.1 seconds. With a curb weight of 4,420 pounds, it packed 255 horsepower and 405 pound-feet of torque. The truck featured a front engine and a rear-wheel drive layout. The Chevy 454 SS wasn't as popular as the GMC Cyclone or the Ford Lightning, but it could outperform many muscle cars from the same era. The big block engine allowed it to compete a quarter-mile run in just 15.7 seconds. The 454 SS had a maximum payload of 2,222 pounds and could tow up to 7,500 pounds. Number 11. 1978 Dodge Little Red Express. The 1978 Dodge Little Red Express was built more for speed than for work, though it could still handle daily tasks expected of a pickup. Dodge used a loophole in emissions regulations, allowing them to leave out catalytic converters, and instead, they fitted the truck with a modified Police 360 engine. This, combined with Hemi mufflers and a stack-style exhaust system, made this truck roar when the gas was pressed. It could go from 0 to 60 in just 6.7 seconds and reach a top speed of 120 miles per hour. Weighing 3,815 pounds, it produced 225 horsepower and 295 pound-feet of torque. The truck had a front engine and rear-wheel drive. The 79 version could haul up to 6,050 pounds and tow 6,500 pounds. Due to its rarity, the truck's price ranged between $15,000 and $50,000, and even more at auctions. Number 10. 1991 GMC Cyclone. The 1991 GMC Cyclone was a muscle car disguised as a truck, surprising many car enthusiasts. With a top speed of 124 miles per hour, this truck could handle any terrain and perform well on the track. When raced against high-performance cars like a Porsche or a Corvette, the Cyclone could keep up and even outperform them in a straight-line race with the right driver. Built on the foundation of a regular Chevy Sonoma, this compact truck had an impressive towing capability, able to haul up to 2,000 pounds and carry 500 pounds in the bed. Weighing 3,599 pounds, the Cyclone boasted 280 horsepower and 350 pound-feet of torque, thanks to its front engine and all-wheel drive layout. Finding one today can be a challenge, with prices ranging from $12,500 to $63,000, depending on condition and maintenance. Number 9. 1994 Dodge Ram. The 1994 Dodge Ram was a popular everyday pickup known for its strong powertrain. At its best, it had a top speed of 127 miles per hour. Though the Dodge Ram is no longer part of the Dodge brand, its impact on the market was unforgettable. Its sleek design influenced the look of many other trucks that followed. The Ram was especially valued for its performance, with options like the Cummins turbo diesel providing incredible towing and hauling power, while the Hemi engine offered solid performance in gasoline-powered trucks. The Ram 1500 with a Hemi could tow up to 7,950 pounds and carry 2,245 pounds. Weighing 4,718 pounds, it reached 60 miles per hour in 7.8 seconds. With 230 horsepower and 300 pound-feet of torque, it was a solid workhorse. Number 8. 1972 Ford Ranchero. The 1972 Ford Ranchero was a muscle truck built from the Ford Torino, not the typical Ford F-Series line, which made some people mistake it for a car. The Ranchero shared the same engine options as the powerful Mustang, showing it was no slouch on the track. It could accelerate from 0 to 60 in just 6.4 seconds and had a top speed of 134 miles per hour. Weighing 4,790 pounds, it produced 375 horsepower and 480 pound-feet of torque. With a front engine and rear-wheel drive, the Ranchero was powerful, but also a gas guzzler. Still, it was capable of hauling up to 6,000 pounds when equipped with the right hitch and the 460 cubic inch engine. Number 7. 1968 Chevrolet El Camino. The 1968 Chevrolet El Camino was a unique blend of car and truck with a top speed of 142 miles per hour. There was debate about whether it could be considered a true pickup truck, but its ability to tow and haul as many pickups made it eligible for this list. In 1970, GM made significant changes, including lifting displacement bands that had been in place throughout the 1960s. This allowed medium-sized vehicles to use larger engines, and the SS454 El Camino became a powerful truck. It had a 0 to 60 mile per hour time of 5.2 seconds, weighed 3,840 pounds, and offered 450 horsepower with 500 pound-feet of torque. The El Camino was built on a sedan or station wagon frame with a cargo area added to the back. Its towing capacity was up to 5,000 pounds with the proper hitch. Number 6. 1972 Chevrolet LUV. In 1972, General Motors entered the growing mini pickup market by using its Japanese partner, Isuzu. The Isuzu Faster pickup became the Chevrolet LUV for the U.S. market. The name stood for light utility vehicle, but it's hard to picture it on a pickup today. The LUV was small, with a 1.8-liter inline-4 engine that produced 75 horsepower, later increased to 80. It came with a 4-speed manual transmission with an automatic option introduced in 1976 and 4-wheel drive available in 1979. The half-ton pickup had a standard 6-foot bed with an option for a 7.5-foot bed starting in 1978. A second-generation model was introduced in 1981, but it lasted only 2 years before being replaced by the larger domestically produced S10. Number 5. 1992 GMC Sonoma GT. The 1992 GMC Sonoma GT was a 1-year model with only 806 units made, so it's easy to forget about it. The Sonoma GT was overshadowed by the more famous GMC Cyclone, a high-performance truck that was compared to a Ferrari 348 TS. While the Cyclone featured a 280 horsepower turbocharged V6 engine with all-wheel drive, the more affordable Sonoma GT had a 195 horsepower naturally aspirated version of that same 4.3-liter engine, powering only the rear wheels. Like the Cyclone, the Sonoma GT had a lowered suspension, carefully tuned by engineers to make it handle and steer like a sports car. Some reviewers actually preferred the Sonoma GT's better balance and rear-wheel drive handling. General Motors returned to this idea in the next-generation truck released in 1994, but it was renamed the Chevrolet S10 SS and S10 Extreme, which sold more than 3 times as many units annually until 1998. Number 4. 1991 Ford Skyranger. The 1991 Ford Skyranger was a special version of the Ford Ranger. The Ford Ranger was one of the best-selling models worldwide, which made the Skyranger even more interesting because it was a rare variation. In the early 90s, Ford teamed up with the American Sunroof Company to create the Skyranger by turning an extended cab Ranger into a convertible similar to Dodge's Dakota convertible. The truck featured a folding soft top, but that was just the beginning of the changes. It also had a body kit, a multicolored stripe graphic on the side, a large roll bar behind the cabin, a spoiler mounted on the truck bed, and a shiny metal plate on the tailgate. The truck was powered by a 4-liter V6 engine and had 4-wheel drive. While the exact numbers are unclear, it's estimated that fewer than 20 of these trucks were made before Ford stopped the project. Number 3. 1965 Ford Bronco. The 1965 Ford Bronco was created by Ford as a response to the growing popularity of civilian off-road vehicles, especially the Jeep. Kaiser had successfully sold a small military vehicle originally developed by Bantam and mass-produced by Willys and Ford during World War II, and turned it into a popular civilian model. By 1966, the civilian Jeep was in its 4th version, the CJ5, and Ford wanted to compete in the market. The result was the Bronco, which, although it used some parts from the F-100 pickup, was largely a completely new design. It was available in different versions, including a wagon, roadster, and pickup, making it a great base for a capable off-roader. Production of the Bronco continued until 1977, when it was replaced by a new model based on Ford's full-size trucks. The 1965 Ford Bronco became known for its rugged design and off-road capabilities. Number 2. 1989 Dodge Dakota Convertible. The 1989 Dodge Dakota Convertible was a unique version of the popular pickup truck. Between 89 and 91, Dodge offered a rare version of the Dakota without a roof. This idea came after the popularity of convertibles rose again, as they had almost disappeared in the late 1970s and early 1980s. Dodge sent some Dakotas to the American Sunroof Company to be transformed with a folding fabric top, a plastic rear window, and new doors for frameless windows. The result was a truck that looked odd with the top up or down. It made people hesitate to use it for hauling heavy items, like a neighbor's old fridge or a load of bricks. In 1989, Dodge sold 2,842 units, 909 in 1990, and just 8 in 1991. And at number 1, the 1997 Chevrolet S10 Electric. In the mid-1990s, after the launch of its EV1 electric car, General Motors focused on creating an electric version of the Chevrolet S10 compact pickup. The 1997 Chevrolet S10 Electric featured a 16.2 kilowatt-hour battery pack, which was less than half the capacity of the 2018 Nissan Leaf's 40 kilowatt-hour battery. The battery used lead-acid chemistry, similar to the 12-volt batteries found in most cars, and weighed over 1,300 pounds. It was charged using an inductive charging paddle that did not have metal-to-metal contact, making it safe for any weather. To save weight, the rear drive axle and drive shaft were removed, and the truck was converted to front-wheel drive. A 114 horsepower, 3-phase, liquid-cooled AC motor allowed the S10 Electric to reach 50 miles per hour in 13.5 seconds, with a top speed of 70 miles an hour. Its driving range was between 40 to 60 miles, with federal testing showing about 47 miles. The S10 was more efficient on highways than in the city. These forgotten pickup trucks have become incredibly rare, and some are now considered true gems for collectors. Which of these trucks would you love to own? Let us know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more exciting content.